Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Rich from Problem Solved again. I got another problem to solve. Thought I'd show you because actually this was my first attempt at this as well. So I figured we'd do it together. It's more for, I guess, personal knowledge and experience. But I think it's helpful to see. I watched a few videos myself. On YouTube to see how you go about finding an oil leak the best way. So I recently brought my car in for its yearly inspection, and I was told there was an oil leak, active oil leak. Doesn't look like maybe it's that bad, but it looks like it's been leaking for a while. So I came home, investigated some things. I checked underneath. I saw, the oil. It's pretty obvious underneath, but I figured I'd show you what I did, and that's what I'm doing now. I first started inspecting from the top. You want to go top down because obviously gravity's going to take the oil or drip or a leak down anyway. So eventually it'd wind up on the bottom. So I checked. I know it was on. They actually showed me while they were under the lift. The spot, but it was pretty impossible to see where was it originating from, and being a slow leak, obviously you can't be underneath the car at all times to watch it as it starts. So I figured, let me try the UV dye with the UV flashlight, see if I can pinpoint it that way. So after looking all around the top and the usual suspects, the VTEC solenoid, the oil pressure switch, which I've had leaks before in, those looked dry still. Granted the car's quite old, so I'm expecting at some point, I guess, to have some leaks. I didn't think I'd have to go through this now, but it happens, I guess, whenever it feels like happening. So I went, jacked up the car. I started out, you could see here the oil's all along the bottom of the pan's a bit wet. It splashes up, it sprays around while you're driving, especially something that's been happening a long time. So I'm going to start out by cleaning the area as best I can, because I know I'm going to use the UV dye in the oil and a UV flashlight anyway. So I'd like to start from a clean slate as much as possible. I got this brake clean stuff. I think I picked it up at Harbor Freight. And I cleaned all around where the oil was stained as good as I could. Granted, I did an initial inspection and saw where the main spot was. We're looking here on the left side. If you're looking at the front of the car, that's the front of the engine, really. So it's underneath the passenger wheel well. You lift up like the splash guard, the mud guard or splash guard on the body panel. You can then see into the front of the engine and see here by the oil pan. That's where I saw most of the oil, the blackness. And I'm hoping, they told me could be the case gasket, the front timing chain case gasket, which, obviously that's a big job. But on this car, even an oil pan's a big job. So I picked up this UV dye that I think I got at AutoZone, and this light, the UV flashlight, I got that at Harbor Freight. It wasn't too expensive. So obviously put the wheel chock on the back, safety first, on one of the rear wheels. If you got two of them, you can do two. So also the jack stands, definitely don't go under the car without having jack stands. The amount of time it takes to set them up, you definitely can't minimize the safety that helps provide. You never want to trust just a jack, obviously. One point of failure is not a good idea when your life depends on it. So basically I'm doing an inspection with the light the UV light before I put in the UV dye. I want to get an idea, because I never did this. I want to see, you know, what do the different surfaces look like, because I don't know how well this is going to pop, if it's going to be obvious or what. So I checked it with the light. Obviously I was recording it so I could always go back and even look if it was that difficult to see. The one little bottle of the UV dye, it said that was enough, you know, one application. So you pour the UV dye into your oil fill. You know, I used the whole bottle, and you know, it said run the car. Now, what wasn't obvious, because who knows where the leak is, how long it could take. It was how long you might have to run the car to find it. So I also wanted to see, what does this dye look like under the light. I checked it on the pavement in a black spot. It actually looked different on the car when the oil was mixed with it. So that was just the UV dye, but you could see it kind of shines. It definitely looks different than just some wetness. So I got the dye in there, and now I ran the car. So I kept doing this over a period of time. I ran the car probably 10-15 minutes at a time, and then stopped. While it was running, I was checking, looking to see if I see anything obvious. You know, wetness first. I did check on the top area with the UV light a little bit. I really didn't know what to expect, what I would find, what I would see. But you know, this was probably the second or third time running the car, 15 minutes, and then shutting it and going back underneath and taking a look. This one was a bit difficult because it did take a long time. They recommend you drive the car around and stuff too, you know, really get the oil to work through everything. I did take it a little bit up the block, but in this situation I didn't want the oil really to move from wherever it's leaking from. I really wanted to be able to pinpoint it. So obviously if it starts leaking while you're driving, it's gonna, gravity and force, you know, is gonna, the momentum, inertia, whatever, is just gonna make the oil move from its origination. So keep running the car and keep checking. Run 15 minutes and check the spot where you saw the dark spots, where the oil was, you know, most obviously coming from the, you know, the general vicinity. And that's what I did. I just kept running it, stopping it, and then checking. I'm looking at the top in the spot where I think it was originating from, and I'm trying to see if I see anything with the UV light. I alternated a UV light and a regular LED flashlight. This was with the LED flashlight. I figured I'm gonna see wetness for a leak. I had just sprayed brake cleaner, cleaned the area and dried it, let it dry. So I thought I'd see something that obvious with the LED light, but I gotta tell you, it really wasn't obvious at first. So it took some time, and you need to have time. You need to have patience if you're gonna try and do this and pinpoint a leak yourself. This car, it's a pain in the neck to even do an oil pan. So either job, I don't think I'm going to be doing it myself in a driveway, no matter what the problem was. But I did want to get an idea myself, and instead of relying on what a mechanic is telling me. I thought it'd be good to see myself, good learning experience, and also I felt I could help, you know, make a video, maybe help someone else out, show them the process, show them what I went through, and hopefully you guys learn from it and maybe can apply it yourself, or at least make the decision, nah, I don't even want to bother, or yeah, I'll take the time and energy to do this. So anyway, that was the regular flashlight. You could see it was wet around the corner of the oil pan. As soon as I put the UV light on that spot, you could see it green, like lighting green. So I definitely pinpointed at least where the oil's winding up right now after running it. Now, it wasn't wet there the last time I checked. the last 15-minute run. So I'm almost 99% positive that that's where my oil leak is originating from. I can't see behind the flywheel there. I can't really get in there well enough to see. It's just too difficult. I tried from the top, from the bottom. You know, it's a small area to begin with. So I think I found where the leak is originating from. It seems to be the oil pan gasket on the corner, and even to get to those bolts is a real pain in the neck. So I've lost my patience at this point in life, and although I don't like throwing money away, without having all the tools, all the equipment, the desire to do this, I think I'm going to wind up having someone do it. But I feel pretty confident that I can probably go to a mechanic and tell them, yeah, I have a leak. I'm pretty sure where it's coming from. If you can double check or give me your opinion, but I think I need to replace the oil pan gasket, and I'll probably do the oil pan too while I'm at it, because the oil pan's pretty damn old, starting to rust. I might as well, I guess, if they're going to do it. So as you can see, that UV light, the UV dye, it really does work. It glows enough where you could see. It's definitely able to be picked up. Instead of just wetness, you see up there is really old oil, wetness. But this new oil that just leaked with the UV dye in it, it's pretty damn obvious that it came out from there. And I don't see it anywhere else. So I hope this helped you. It helped me a lot. I thought it was interesting. It was pretty fun. I learned a lot, and you know, I know what I'm in for now, at least. And I don't think it's a bad idea to spend, you know, maybe $20, $30, and really diagnose it yourself before, you know, if you're going to bring it into someone anyway. Give you a real good idea what you're in for. You might even be able to pinpoint it, and if you're lucky, it could be a simple thing. It could be a simple fix. It might be very obvious, but the UV oil dye and the UV flashlight is definitely the way to go. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for spending the time with me. I hope this helped you. It helped me. And good luck if you're going to do it yourself. Don't be nervous. Don't be afraid. Just be careful and observe all the safety precautions. First and foremost, be safe. But you can definitely do it. So thanks for watching again. Don't forget to pound the subscribe button. Comment. I always reply. And I'll see you on the next one.